All right, welcome back to Student Talk. My name's Savion. I'm your host today. We're back again with Sheldon. The last time we were here, we were talking about Batman, so let's just continue that conversation. So, new Batman's coming out.
Yes.
What's it called? The Batman?
Yeah,
The Batman. Tell me a little bit. You love Batman, right? You
yes,
said you love Batman?
I love Batman. I think that he's very underrated in some aspects, especially with because I haven't seen the movie yet, obviously. I'm going to see it definitely this weekend. But something that's been missing from his movies is that he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I have not seen them do in any of the movies. It's maybe been a couple things here and there, but he has the title as the world's greatest detective because he's supposed to be able to figure out everything. He's supposed to be able to figure out almost anything. Like, this is the guy that figured out how to stop Superman at some point. This is the guy that knows every member of the Justice League's weakness. So he obviously is a younger Batman, probably a little bit after his starts as Batman, probably still in his 20s, probably, maybe 30s. And I just want to see, because I know it's a 3-hour-long movie, and they did the Riddler, and I know they had to do it for a reason. You don't do the Riddler movie if you're not trying to make it a detective movie. Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to go for it. If you look at the trailers, it's like a detective noir type of movie.
Yeah,
the Riddler is the perfect villain to really showcase his detective skills.
Yeah, I think that was probably the smartest choice that they could have made with that, because the Riddler, it definitely I'm definitely gonna be very interested in how they take, because Riddler has been very different throughout the years.
Yeah, he could either be extremely goofy and cartoony, or just not be taken seriously at all.
Yeah, he's definitely a hard character to take seriously, because when people look at villains, he's just a crazy guy that puts
a side character.
Yeah, he's just a crazy guy that puts riddles out and tries to make you solve them. But he can do it in a very dangerous way. Obviously from the trailer, I've seen there's some bomb explosions, some water going all throughout the city. So I'm expecting Batman's gonna fail at some things, but he's gonna have he's gonna try to figure out the Riddler. I feel like the Riddler is gonna do stuff that's gonna make people shocked. This guy actually is a threat. He can do something that would scare you. He's like a terrorist. He's the way that his mind thinks. He's crazy, but he's smart. He's a smart character, and it takes someone smarter than him to solve this mystery. Yeah. So I think that's why he was the perfect choice. And then also them having Catwoman be in the movie, and then Penguin I don't know if he's being set up for later movies, or if they're just going to try to go full-blown Penguin. But it seems he's going to go full-blown at some point. Maybe it's at the end, or maybe it's in the middle of the movie with the car chase scene. Mm-hmm. But
I'm very interested to see how they take his character, because he's kind of a crazy mob boss.
Yeah, he's definitely, I remember one of the older Batman movies, the way that they did him, I forget which one it was, but I like the way they portray him, especially when they portray him like this. Penguin to me, he's a big guy. I want to see the monocle. I want to see the one movie they try to make him look a little deformed, which I wasn't sure about that. But
to actually make him look like the Penguin.
Yeah. Just give him, if he has the nose and he's just big and he wears black and white a lot, that's fine with me. But he's definitely another character, more mob boss, but he's definitely a character that I wouldn't say you can focus a whole movie around. So that's why I think it's good to have him be that side character.
Perfect accessory villain.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the best term you can have for it.
Yeah, somebody who just gets in the way. Mm-hmm. But all right, so there's been a lot of Batman movies over the years. Mm-hmm. What would you say are some of your favorites, or your personal favorite?
I can't go wrong with any of the Dark Knight trilogy. That's hard to really go wrong with.
Did you like the first one? Because I remember watching the first one, and I honestly thought it was
Batman Begins is kind of slow, I would say. It's definitely a slower movie. I definitely like the last one because of Bane. I like Bane a lot. He's a character that I really want them to bring back more, because he's dangerous. He's a real threat. He's actually insane with the steroids that he takes and everything. it's definitely a character that I liked. In that movie, the only thing I don't like about Christian Bale is like the voice he does, like the really gravelly.
It's very cartoony.
Yeah, like I like Batman if he had a voice changer. Like obviously he doesn't want his voice to sound the same, but the way the suit fit him and then when he would try to talk, like it just looks really bad and awkward.
It was goofy. You couldn't take him seriously.
Yeah, I don't see how anyone could have taken him seriously.
Him screaming, "Where is she?" like, and that voice is.
Yeah. I just I do like those movies. Adam West always has a soft spot for me because I remember my dad watching it a lot, and like I'd always see him watch it. And obviously it's the more cartoony, goofy style, but like that's how things were. Like
if that's the tone of the movie, then it works perfectly.
Yeah, not when you're trying to make a serious movie and trying to add the cartoonish stuff.
Exactly.
That kind of material. So, I mean, that's always another one that has a spot for me. I wish that Ben Affleck got a real chance at it because
me too.
For me, before I saw the suit, that was probably my favorite suit because like. When I think of like Batman, like I think he's a bigger guy. Like I think he's strong. Cause I mean,
he has to be.
If you're fighting these people for that long, like you're not just a skinny guy. Like Robert Pattinson's like fit, but he doesn't look like he's not as big as how I imagine him.
I mean, think about it. Batman, he doesn't have any superpowers. I mean, his superpowers is that he's rich.
Yeah, rich
so
and
like
smart.
he can't like just knock somebody out like Spider-Man and look like a skinny kid doing it. Like he has to be built.
So seeing like, especially with the way they're doing Justice League movies, like you can't have this like skinny guy be Batman. So like, that's why I like Ben Affleck. And Ben Affleck is a good actor, and I thought he played a good Batman.
Yeah, it's just he was not given a good role. It's the same thing with Superman, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Henry Cavill, that's Superman.
Yeah, he's perfect. He's perfect for me.
Yeah, they were casting. The same with Gal Gadot. They are casted perfectly. It's just the movies that they were in were not.
Yeah, I think Warner Brothers they don't know what they're doing right now. They got to be confused on what direction because I know that I think they're just panicking because of how Marvel did it. Like they
were trying to copy Marvel too fast, too quick.
Marvel has set up their like 20-something movies and like they're set up for like the rest of their life. Like Marvel could keep making movies, and then if they wanted to just redo everything, like because Warner Brothers has good actors. Like they have like when obviously like Ben Affleck was good, but I would say Robert Pattinson can still fill that role if they want to. Gal Gadot's good. Henry Cavill's was amazing, and I think they're really messing up by letting like him go and everything like that, and not trying to do something with this again because.
And you know what's funny is like when they don't try to focus on like the big Justice League movies and like try to copy Avengers, their solo movies are very good. Like I mean, look at Joker.
Yeah, the Joker movie was good.
That was a great movie.
I like the first Wonder Woman. I don't like the second Wonder Woman movie that much. It was very like, it flew under the radar. It came out during COVID and everything like that. It didn't really, and the movie wasn't great. So it just kind of like such a forgettable movie. Batman vs Superman was like a iffy movie for me. Like I like some parts, but I don't like all parts. Man of Steel is arguably one of the best like superhero
I love
movies.
Man of Steel.
It's arguably one of the best superhero movies of all time. And Aquaman is another. It was a surprisingly really good movie and really set up a lot of things that I like. Like Jason Momoa made him not a joke. He made Aquaman not feel like a joke.
Yeah, because nobody took Aquaman seriously.
And I was worried about it. Like seeing Jason Momoa, like when you think of Aquaman, I don't think of Jason Momoa. I thought of some blonde guy doing it, and not Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is a big Hawaiian tatted guy that. Like
when you think about it, that kind of works for Aquaman.
Yeah, it does work. I think that the way they played it off, because now that's how they're implementing him in like the comic books now. Like they're implementing someone that's like Jason Momoa, someone like Hawaiian, or they're like trying to make him more like Jason Momoa. Because I think that really did work for them. And like I know the next year they're gonna do a Flash movie, and I don't mind Ezra Miller that much. I think the one thing that made people with Ezra like not be happy with Ezra was because of the TV show with Grant. I think that definitely hurt his role because everyone wanted to see.
Everybody wanted Grant
Gustin. Everyone wanted him to be Flash, but.
But CW is like something completely different.
Yeah, something completely different. It was actually weird that they had an episode where they both met each other.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was an episode, they're like doing a crossover event with their TV shows, because they have their own universe there, CW. And there was like a moment like at the end of it where Grant Gustin met Ezra Miller in the episode, and they were talking to each other, and it was a really cool moment. Like everyone was shocked. Like no one saw that coming at all. But like, yeah, and I actually like Ezra Miller. Like, obviously that Justice League movie didn't give him any justice realistically with it. But if you watch the Snyder cut,
if you watch the Snyder cut, he has a way better role.
His role, and Cyborg's another one I'll get into, but his role in the Justice League, seeing him stop time and reverse it, like, Flash is my favorite DC superhero.
Yeah.
So
he was the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, he saved everybody.
Exactly.
If he wasn't there, everyone would have died, and then it would have been over.
Yeah, and it sucks because you bring up Cyborg, and it sucks so much because we're probably not going to get a sequel to the Justice League.
No, with the way Warner Brothers did him, I mean, I follow him on Twitter, and he posts every day, like Snyder Cut, like he posts about like Cyborg. He wants to be Cyborg, but Warner Brothers really messed him over because they cut all of his character depth out of that movie, and they ruined it. Like he was so good in the Snyder Cut, and he made like when the actual movie came, when the first rendition of the movie came out, like it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Like they messed him up.
It's just unfortunate, but that's all the time we have for Student Talk today. Thank you once again. My name's Savion. Join me with Sheldon. We'll see you next time.